Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. On this channel, we spend our time looking at fantasy of all sorts, from books to movies to video games, and applying the characters within into the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. Today, we're going to be looking at an old story, The Wizard of Oz, from the days of black and white movies and the books of old, and we're going to be looking at that old adventuring party. Because what is Dorothy and her band of misfits if not a D&D party? And who is the odd one out? Well, I mean, Dorothy for sure, but of the three friends that she meets, I say the lion is the trickiest one to talk about. The Cowardly Lion, as he was known. Cowardly Lion has yellow skin, his golden mane, brown eyes. He's about 5'9", weighing 200 pounds, and is roughly 30 years old, if you assume that lions live the same age as they do on Earth, because he's a relatively older lion. He is Leonin. That's not hard to say, because Leonin is the lion race, and that makes sense for a lion person in D&D. He is the self-professed king of the jungle, or king of the beasts, so I gave him the noble background with the lawful good alignment. But what class would he be? He's a performer. He is a proud king of the beasts who loves to sing and stand in front of others, and let's just say that he is more of a performer and is a little more roar than he is bite, if that makes sense. I made him a glamour bard. It made the most sense to me. His strength is 14, his dexterity is 16, his constitution is 10, not the tankiest of the group. His charisma is also 16, though, and his intelligence and wisdom are 12. He speaks Common and Leonin and Gnomish as well, because of all the people in the world of Oz that he knows. He can wear light armor, wield simple weapons, as well as a few extra martial weapons, as typical by bards, and is proficient in playing cards. He is proficient in dexterity and charisma saving throws, as well as the history, perception, persuasion, and stealth abilities, and has expertise in animal handling and intimidation. He wears leather armor for the purposes of this character, since lion skin is pretty thick. And even though he doesn't wield weapons, Leonins have their natural claw attacks, so that's what he wields, is his claws. He's got 42 hit points, low constitution, an armor class of 14, and a speed of 45, thanks to one of his feats. He has dark vision as a Leonin, his claws, like I said earlier, his daunting roar power, which is how we're introduced to him. He startles the party with a roar. He can use his bardic inspiration, his jack of all trades, his song of rest, and his font of inspiration and counter charm, the standard bardic powers. And as a glamour bard, he can use the mantle of inspiration, the enthralling performance power, and the mantle of majesty, all things that we see him do. He also has the actor feat and the mobile feat, which is why he's so quick. And, of course, as a bard, he does have quite a bit of magic. But not the magic that you would normally see. He's more of a charmer and more of the illusion or enchantment magic type. He can use Vicious Mockery, but he can also use the Friends cantrip and the Dancing Lights cantrip. At level 1, he can use Animal Friendship, Charm Person, and Heroism. At level 2, he can use Animal Messenger, Enthrall, and Suggestion. At level 3, he can use Fear, Speak with Plants, and Feign Death, since we definitely see him faint and pretend to be dead a few times. And at level 4, he can use Locate Creature and Polymorph. I don't think we ever see him use Polymorph, but why not? Sure, he can use Polymorph. All in all, the Cowardly Lion was a tricky one to build. How do you build a cowardly character in D&D? I think his cowardice might have been a bit of a ploy to try and keep him out of danger, something I could definitely see a bard doing. The performance is what made him the glamour bard, and I think that whole idea of being a nobility that plays big but doesn't hold up when they really are backed into a corner, that kind of sums up the Cowardly Lion. So, as a very funny NPC, you might consider putting him in your game. He's certainly the odd one out of the three in The Wizard of Oz. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more character creation coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.